So I face.
I'm from the hood, man.
The final curtain.
No, the real hood. Not the crypto hood. The real hood. It's your boy Crypto Blood. Welcome to another panel recording. This was set out in San Jose at the Blockworld conference. It was sparse, people. Weren't many people there, but the conversation was great. I hope you guys enjoy it. It was on the subject of YouTube in the blockchain, hosted by Heidi from Boosto. The panel included me, Crypto Bobby, Crypto Biddles, Chris DeRose, and Ready Set Crypto. Hope you guys enjoy it. Check you later.
Heidi introduce all of the panelists. Heidi is the CEO of Boost Insider and Boosto. So Heidi, come on up to the stage. She'll be moderating our keynote panel here, YouTube in the blockchain. So give a warm round of applause to Heidi. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Heidi. I am also Crypto Heidi. I just started my channel recently, and I find YouTube is really powerful for people to learn things about crypto and also blockchain. So how many of you guys watch YouTube? Whoa, that's a lot. How many of you guys making videos on YouTube about crypto and blockchain? Cool. Okay, let's see. So we have a special panel guest today, and I'm going to bring each of those guys here. Let's see if you know any of those guys before now. Crypto Bobby. Woo. Crypto Blood. Woo. Bitcoin Consensus. Woo. Crypto Biddles.
Thanks.
Ready Set Crypto. Woo. Cool. So we have all those 5 great YouTubers sitting over here with you guys, and they flew everywhere from their city here today to San Jose to join our party here. So let's have each of those guys to introduce themselves one by one. Let's start with Crypto Bobby.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? My name is Rob Payon, sometimes better known as Crypto Bobby. I have been doing a YouTube channel as well as a podcast for about 13 months on just kind of daily topics in the crypto space. Also work full-time in crypto now at AirSwap, which is a decentralized token trading network. So I've been doing that for the past 7-8 months now as well. Previously a background in software. Just excited to be here and talk a little bit about the space.
Cool, thank you, Bobby. Hi. Blood.
Hi.
Yeah.
Hi, Heidi.
Go.
I'm Crypto Blood. Been about 13 months for me as well with my YouTube. Been in cryptos for about almost 6 months. 6 years, and it'll be March of next year. So it's unique to see how the crypto space is evolving, and I'm just kind of covering it day by day.
Yeah. Chris.
Hello everyone, I'm Chris DeRose. I might be the oldest Bitcoiner on stage. I don't know if I get that accolade or not, but I've been in the space since 2011, making content since 2013, 14 or so. And I've seen so many trends, I've seen so many people, and so many great ideas, really, over the years. So glad, hopefully, we can share some of those with you today.
Cool.
What's up, guys? Robert Beatles, also known as Crypto Beatles, father, Christian, also a blockchain development house owner. So we build some of the stuff that we see up here. I'm also the co-founder of Monarch. Have the Crypto Beatles channel there on YouTube, where we interview CEOs and founders of different projects. It's been a lot of fun, covering the space. I've been in it since around 2011, so it's kind of cool to see how much it's grown and then kind of plateaued a little bit. We're all hoping it's going to come back. So
yeah, cool, sure.
Hi everyone, my name is Charlie. I run Ready Set Crypto. I've been making YouTube channel videos for about 13 months as well. I've been in the space off and on for about 5 years or so. I made my channel because I wanted to see professional quality content in the space, and I also don't take any donations or payments for my videos. So I felt like that was pretty necessary as we start to mature as a space. So
sure. Yeah. So okay, cool. the first question for you guys. So everybody from different background, and now everybody's sitting together because of blockchain and crypto. Why do you guys get into the YouTube, and how do you get it started? The change when you started then and now. So anyone can jump in.
I'll jump in. So I got started in YouTube really just joking around with friends. I think people see YouTube now as being at parity with like network television. And it wasn't like that in the early days. In the early days, you just kind of turned your video on and you were, I think, impressed to be seen by anybody, let alone by as many people as you were. And the professionalism of the space now is remarkable and wonderful. But for any of us who have been in it for a while, I would say probably it was just as rote as creating a Facebook profile at first, which is the environment that I was in. And it's a very strange place now by coming from those standards, because I think we've seen professionalism bring to us all kinds of expectations and standards, and good competition too as well. But that was my venture into this whole thing.
Yeah, I kind of started mine. I did a video. I was really excited to have my dad get into crypto. I've been telling him about it for like 3-4 years, and he finally said, "Okay, son, let's go ahead and do it." So I did a post, and kind of started from there. Cliff High, I don't know if you guys know who he is. He recognized one of my videos, and that really took it to the next level. And you know, that's kind of where it started for me.
Sure.
So for me, I guess with getting into YouTube, it kind of started with, you know, my friends. They knew that I was in the space, and they were always asking me different questions about crypto. You know, Bitcoin, should I buy, should I sell? Where do you go? Where do you go to buy it? Where do you go to sell it? All that kind of stuff. And I was getting the same questions over and over again. And so, you know, my buddies kind of like jokingly said, you know, start a YouTube channel, right? And so it was one of those things where it, you know, it kind of didn't seem like it would be, you know, a lot of fun to do, but later on, you know, I came to realize that it's actually really cool, because it, you know, you get to meet a lot of people in the space and see a lot of cool projects firsthand. And so it's changed quite a bit. I mean, when I first came in, I think it was around December of last year, you know, it was kind of like at the market's peak, and everybody was just, you know, trying to sell, you know, they're trying to get rich in crypto, and everybody's pumping everything. And, you know, I kind of came out and said, guys, be very, very careful. You guys are going to lose some money here. And so I was kind of like, you know, a little bit different from, you know, where a lot of the people were at that time. And so we've kind of seen YouTube go from everybody was like really, really excited to now everybody's a little, you know, a little scared, and they're hoping it comes back. And so, you know, we've seen a little bit of change, you know, since I came in a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know if anyone remembers, but about a year ago, last summer, right as I was starting to get really interested in crypto because of this thing called Ethereum, there was also another coin called BitConnect that was really sort of tarnishing the whole space and sort of the reputation of YouTubers, and just it was really bad for a lot of reasons. So I made my channel partly because I saw things like BitConnect as sort of the antithesis of what we needed to move forward as a space, how we needed to move forward as a space. And so now that those sorts of scams, I mean, they're still out there, but they've sort of receded a lot. I think now our job as YouTubers is not just standing as an example internally of the space, you know, providing education and guidance, but also externally. We are sort of the face of the space in a lot of ways. And so making sure that when people look up, you know, what is crypto on YouTube, that we serve as an example of that. And it's kind of scary, but it's also kind of fun. So yeah, it's cool.
Yeah, you got to have a balanced approach to this game, and that's what I try to do. I try to keep a balanced approach, cover all different, you know, types of projects, and not shield particular ones. And so that's why, you know, I get a lot of flack because I have, you know, comments and people on that vary. You know, I don't have all the same people on where we kind of suffer from groupthink by doing that. So that's what I try to do. I try to keep it balanced and allow both sides to kind of convey their message.
Yeah, I think for me, I just kind of started it out of, you know, I was consuming a bunch of content. I've kind of been in the game on and off for, it's like late 2013, I bought the first Rise Up and rode the way down and thought Dogecoin was going to make me a millionaire. So, yeah, last year just was trying to consume content, and like Charlie was saying, there's every other video was a BitConnect video, and couldn't necessarily find kind of exactly what I wanted, and thought I had a halfway unique perspective on things, and decided to just start putting out content, and it randomly snowballed in the month, and it just grew way bigger than I ever thought, and I just had a ton of fun doing it, and just kind of continued to do it, and here we are.
Okay, for me, how I started, I have my YouTube video channel like a long time ago, like 4 or 5 years ago. I was doing an e-commerce store selling stuff, so I demo all my stuff on my YouTube channel to where to put all my videos. And recently, as our Boosto is a dev store, we got a lot of investors, projects ask me about questions, just like Beatles. People ask you questions again and again and again. I said, oh, it's just a waste of time. Why not just upload all those like investors interviews, projects interviews to my channel? So my channel is not really to buy and sell. So we're all different. So my channel is really like interview different projects, interview different investors, and pick their brains to see why they're doing this. And definitely, I'm all their followers. I watch all their videos and a lot of people's videos here to know how to trade recently. This is so fun. Like, do you guys trade recently? Yesterday? Today? Oh, should we buy? Yeah, I didn't buy yesterday. I should. Okay. Don't FOMO. Yeah, I'll keep asking those guys questions. Yeah, yesterday I said, oh, should I buy? Should I buy? Should I buy? Okay, those are questions. Okay, the next question is not that. The next question is, where do you see YouTube in the future? We've seen a lot of people do decentralized YouTube, decentralized stuff, and what initiatives will you be using your channel to push forward?
I'm personally not huge on the decentralized YouTube alternatives. I think that there's some alternatives out there, but anybody who's trying to like beat YouTube, beat Facebook, beat Instagram, beat Twitter, people go where the most people are, and I think as content creators, if you're trying to maximize eyeballs in your channel, if you're trying to generate revenue for the time you put into it, whatever it might be, it's difficult to make money or get the same amount of eyeballs that you would anywhere else besides YouTube. And until somebody has an equal or better experience as YouTube, for the most part, I mean, I know a lot of people don't love the censorship and things like that that YouTube might have, but if you are trying to just maximize your reach as somebody who's trying to get a message out there or generate revenue, I think YouTube is still probably the best place to do that. And if the decentralized applications don't have the same experience, they're not going to, they're not going to be able to compete in the near term at least.
Yeah, and the barrier to entry for the decentralized apps are so high. You have to know, install MetaMask, or, you have to know all these different steps for the average user. We're just not there yet. So until that barrier comes down, we won't see a transition from your standard, centralized avenues.
Yeah.
I'm going to take a separate route on this. I actually like the appeal of the decentralized model. It's a very hard space to hit, and I think it's antithetical to the YouTuber mindset in that it is a small niche. Right now I'm watching the Fediverse. Have many of you have actually heard of the Fediverse in any capacity? Is this new to you, attendees? Seems like it. So the Fediverse is a decentralized Twitter, and I like it very much. It is a low volume service. It has a lot of warts. It's still new. But the kinds of people who are coming out are very different, and it's because they are in one way or another locked out of the mainstream that they found themselves, I think, in the decentralized models. There aren't a lot of them, but that's how Bitcoin started. So for me, I don't mind getting in, sacrificing perhaps some of my reach, but reaching people who are unusual, who have a lot to teach me. And frankly, I don't always know that the biggest reach is necessarily compatible with Bitcoin and blockchainer goals, even though they might be compatible with YouTuber goals, if that makes sense. So for me, the sort of long tail fringy stuff has always been where blockchain has really excelled at first. So I like watching that side of things. I have some trepidation about it, but I'm also very hopeful. I think that eventually we can see something there. As evidenced by, like, have any of you guys had takedowns at all, or demonetization? Absolutely. You have? Yeah, so like when I see that kind of thing, that would be in my mind like the hope that we could get perhaps through at some level with these solutions. Granted, we're far way away from it, but that's what I'd like to see.
Cool. And so I don't touch on a lot of the same subjects that the other guys here did. You know, I think as big corporations and businesses, you know, moving forward, they all agree that, you know, video is key, right? They're all trying to advertise. They're realizing TV doesn't work. They're realizing that things like YouTube is where the most eyeballs are going. So like with our kids and people out here in the crowd, they're probably now watching a lot more shows on YouTube and things like that. So a platform like YouTube that doesn't have the censorship issues, I think is going to be huge. We don't currently have anything in the space that is on par that people can use, especially when, you know, blockchain as a whole, there's only like 1 or 2% of us that's really in it, that kind of understand it. And the stuff that's out there right now, like Rob said, just doesn't work. The user experience isn't there. So until we have that decentralized YouTube of sorts that works better than the YouTube of sorts, we're never going to get the people that come from YouTube to this new platform of sorts. In the way that, you know, I grow my channel, you talk about how, you know, how to bolster your channel. With me, you know, I try to make the story about the other person. So I interview, you know, the founders and CEOs of these different companies and projects and what they're trying to do, and highlight what it is they're trying to bring to the marketplace. And then with my audience, on every single interview, I always give away $100 of Ethereum. So that way these people can go out there and start to actually participate in blockchain, in crypto, you know, and see if it's something they like or not without fear of losing their own money. So anyways, YouTube, you know, it works.
Yeah, so to answer the question of where is YouTube going, I think I have to ask like a different question of like, where is crypto going? And more rather like, do we need all these eyeballs on it, or is it, you know, internet in the 90s and the important stuff is coming later? And so really I think that the conversation is more centric to where is fintech as a whole going, where is distributed ledger technology as a whole going, because, you know, crypto is just one use case of blockchain. So it's really, we're just trying to keep up with the times and, you know, the trends and finding different ways that we can utilize this technology in different ways. So it's you know, it's very nebulous right now, but it's also kind of exciting to be on the forefront and the state-of-the-art kind of stuff. You know, just talking about this and watching it grow every day. So yeah, it's cool to be a part of it.
Yeah. Recently, I definitely find out. Recently, the YouTube views on blockchain and also like crypto space is not as good at the same time last year. Maybe there's like less people watching those type of things, and also maybe YouTube just like rated down. Not really sure. So
I think everything is correlated to the price of
the bear market.
Just the markets as a whole. I mean, YouTube views, podcast downloads. You could see Coinbase download, like Coinbase app downloads, Coinbase traffic, whatever it is, Binance. Everything is correlated. When the price goes up, there's more views, more eyeballs, all that stuff is just directly correlated with the market, because it is, for the most part, the major use case for all these assets is speculation. Whether anybody wants to admit that or not, it's really just a speculative asset, and when more people are participating, it's more speculative and things go up.
Next question. What is the best way and also the worst way to promote the blockchain technology to the general public?
That's a tough one. I mean, there's no standards, unfortunately. I really would like to see more standardization of ethics in the space. It's like you know, herding cats. I think sometimes everyone's got their own style. I don't want to denigrate any of the paths you've taken or that I've taken, but it's very hard. I mean, ultimately you're accountable to your fans, and managing the interests of your advertisers with them is an age-old problem. I try to take journalism as a rough rubric for myself, which has its own set of problems. But a lot of it has to do with, like, I think the undefined nature of YouTube. Are you there to be seen as a person? Are you there to promote an agenda? Are you there to be a journalist? These are all fine options, and I think they have separate qualifications. What I will say is don't go the BitConnect route. That ended badly. Maybe you can avoid that if you're entering the space, and you know, have some notional level of what it is that your product is and how it works. And unfortunately, a lot of people weren't doing that for a while, and the space chewed them up, and I don't see them anymore. So maybe that was fortunate. I don't know. You guys want to add to that?
This bear market was good. I think you know, it was a cleansing, and I think from here we'll start to see more meaningful content, and the ones that stuck around in this space will definitely reap the benefits.
I would agree too. I mean, as far as things go, you know, kind of talk when it comes to whether it's promoting something in specific like blockchain technology, I just kind of talk about, I think, like the topics that interest me, and hope that, you know, if it resonates with somebody, great. But I don't necessarily take the stance, nor do I feel like I have any duty to specifically promote blockchain technology or be an advocate. That's never kind of been like, you know, I'll talk to people about it, but I don't want to sit there and feel like I have to be a salesman for blockchain technology or for cryptocurrency, because that's just not the way I feel. But some people take that stance and that's genuine for them, so I think it plays better for them. But for me, it just doesn't feel genuine, so I don't do it.
Yeah, I guess, you know, it's kind of one of those things, just be true to yourself, figure out who you are and what you want to talk about, and make sure that, you know, you're kind of doing what you love to do, right? So don't pretend to be something you're not. If you're up there, you know, you're really going to do a disservice to your audience if you're pretending to be something you're not, right? So if you're up there and you're trying to do all this technical analysis and you're trying to explain these projects, but you really have no clue what you're doing or talking about, some people will actually follow that advice. So you're really doing a disservice. So you kind of need to figure out what your niche is, figure out, you know what you know really well, and then speak to that. And when you don't know something, tell the people, because a lot of people get hurt, you know, when they're, you know, just like last year, you saw a lot of people were, you know, pumping BitConnect, right? And they didn't know anything about it other than they were making money on it, but it was a pyramid scheme, and at the end, you know, people were going to get hurt. So I guess just be true to yourself, know what it is you're trying to talk about, make sure you know what you're talking about, and if you don't, make sure your audience understands that.
I will say, being on YouTube, it's very interesting, and what I've been awakened to is, in many ways, myself. When you're in front of a bunch of people, being true to yourself gets presented to you in ways that you probably never considered would be another way. You know, you see a comment asking you why you went right, and you didn't even know there was a choice to go left, and then you have to figure out why you went right. So that's part of the challenge of YouTube as well. And I don't know that the general public gets as much exposure to some of these things that we have to deal with, but it's I think it's part of the job to navigate.
Yeah, it's what's I think really interesting and unique about this space and sort of what we do is that, you know, when people use the term influencer, generally they're really saying brand ambassador, or, you know, you're, you know, selling something on Instagram or something like that. But what we're doing is really pushing a space forward, pushing a movement forward in such a way, because what I try to say over and over again is, you know, it's not just about blockchain itself. It is about this ideal, or this concept of disruption, that, you know, we're going to look at existing problems, existing solutions, and find new ways to solve them. And, you know, that's so cool. That's so cool to be a part of. And so I think part of being an influencer in this space is not just, you know, repping certain projects and things like that, but also helping people to understand what this space is really about, helping people to understand where we can take this space. You know, the common example is the internet in the 90s, but what does that really mean? It was, yes, a time of a lot of creation, a lot of rethinking of things, but it was also, you know, looking ahead and trying to envision a new world where, you know, maybe blockchain will be a part of it. I don't know, it will be something interesting, but that's the cool part about it, is that we're not influencing per se, we're trying to be visionaries of sorts. So my advice to anyone doing this sort of gig, being an influencer of sorts, is just try to find a niche, try to find a way to appeal to people in a different way than a lot of the other people on YouTube kind of talk about things and make content. That was really successful. That's what helped me find success, and also just find my own sort of passion for, you know, doing this sort of stuff, was just finding a way to present it in an interesting way. So yeah.
Post frequently.
Yeah,
you
that
know,
too.
that's another thing. Yeah, and it's a lot of work. I mean, isn't it? I mean, it's a lot of work. I mean, for me, it takes me an hour and a half, 2 hours for each video, and that's not including sourcing, you know, finding articles, things to talk about, organizing it, and so. Yes, it's a lot of work. It's a lot of work.
Sure. It's a labor of love. Like, I think people think that you're like on YouTube, so you get all these great things, and it's true, you do. But at the end of the day, there's us, or regular people, and we spend a lot of damn time for like what might be 5 minutes or 10 minutes for no money, and so you got to like it, I think. And for anybody who's getting in, like,
sure.
to what you were saying, I think inspiration, if you can both have it and share it with others, is a great formula.
Right, right. It's really like grow as a community right now. It's so new, and we didn't know where will be the next. But however, it is the future. A lot of people believe in this, and everybody, especially from the developer perspective view, and we think this is a new technology that will be the next something. And definitely, so for you guys, so a lot of you guys have a lot of fans. With those fans' comments, do you guys get recognized on the street? People ask you questions: should I buy? Should I trade? I just lost money because of your posts. How do you guys deal with that?
That's a whole thing too. I'm not even that big. I mean, you've got a lot. I think you probably have the most subs here on stage. No? Yeah. So I don't know. I don't know. I can't speak for everybody here, but for myself, it got weird. You get famous in like a little industry is what I found. So like you can find rooms where you're like at like the apex of the pyramid, maybe of like the social pyramid, and then you go into the next conference over and you're just another schmuck, I guess. So that's always kind of weird. But yeah, it's now is better than it was in 17. I think what I found is that like society changes in weird ways. That when you get exposed to like thousands of people at a time, you'll find that these like denominators in the general public are changing in ways that you maybe get more exposure to when you see them by the volume. And thank God it's not an election year this year, because that's when it gets crazy. And only is that when it's like a difficult part. The rest of the time it's really flattering, I think. It's like a nice spot in society that people trust you. They know a lot about you and you know nothing about them, and then they come and talk to you based on the conversation you apparently had with them 6 months ago, and they know you based on like some fraction of your identity, which is kind of fun. But
I mean, the trolls are that's another aspect. It can be taxing on a person. For at least for me, I'm the type of guy that if you talk stuff about me, I want to, we're going to engage and we're going to talk about this together here. But when, you meet these people in person, you don't know who they are, so it's kind of frustrating. It's, they can talk a lot of stuff about you, to you, and you can't do anything about it. So you just got to keep a clear head, focus on what your mission is in this game, and mine is just to educate people in this space. So, like I said, I've been in it for 6 years now, and a lot has changed, as you probably can attest to, but I think we're still going in a good direction.
I guess this just kind of goes back to, like I said, about being true to yourself. As long as you're doing what you want to be doing and you're passionate about it, you really don't care what people have to say about you and what you're doing. Like I own a bunch of different businesses. You're going to get haters from competitors. You're going to get haters from employees. You're going to get haters in life. So as long as you're doing what you want to be doing, then it doesn't really matter. But it's the people that you meet along the way that actually make it cool, right? Because like with our community, we have a bunch of great people that are in the comments. We'll get an occasional troll, but we just don't pay attention to them. And the audience and kind of the family we've created, they don't either. And actually, it's funny, they'll actually like attack the person that's doing the trolling. So like I really don't have to do anything. It's pretty funny. But I just try to take care of the audience and always make sure that they understand I'm never ever pitching anything to them. So like you'll never see me go up there and say, hey, this is a great deal, go buy it, or whatever. You'll never see that. So with some people and their channels, they have to face those consequences when they're telling people to buy something and it goes down. Well, maybe those people just lost, money for rent or for food or for their vacation, and now they really hate you. So it's better, just for me anyways, just to cover people's projects and let the audience decide whether they want to invest in something or not, and then take care of the people in your community, and for the most part they take care of you too, and it becomes a lot of fun.
Yeah, so one question I get a lot is why I don't show my face in a lot of my videos, and why I make them sort of just kind of talking over the content, and it's because I put the emphasis on the content. I want sort of it to be like a shared experience. But another thing about that is that I feel like it's my channel and sort of the space is so much bigger than just me or the people watching. It's about what can we do together? Where can we go together? And one thing that I found is that people don't know, or people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And that was definitely evident to me when I was at another conference 2 weeks ago, and someone came up to me and said, you know, I started my crypto project because I watched your videos. You inspired me to, you know, be a part of this space, and so for me, that's representative of, you know, what it is we do and who it is we're talking to. Is, you know, at the end of the day, yes, we're you know, edutainment, if you will, but you know, I think it's so much more than that. I think making sure that you're you know, I make videos that I want to watch, you know, and that's part of it. It's just, I want to make sure that when people take the time to watch my videos, that I respect that I respect that they're, you know, taking time out of their day, and they care about this space and they care about learning more. And so I want to make sure that I meet them halfway. So it's you know, it's an honor and privilege. So yeah.
Yeah, sure. So like, I remember I am a fan of those guys. How I find them? So like December last year, I did a search on YouTube and Bitcoin, I think. Then I find Crypto Bobby and another guy called Trayvon James. I watched both of their videos. So both of those guys has the most views at that moment. So I watched their videos. Then I decided to watch Crypto Bobby's video every day in the morning when I brush my teeth. But I didn't watch the other guy. So that's my choice. So definitely there's fans, they believe in what they're watching, and sometimes they just have they have to have their own, to make their own mind. But however, I think this is really good YouTubers out there. There might be some people misleading the audience. So this is something, that's why we are grouping together to tell people, okay, even there's some people have some mistake information out there, but hold on, crypto and blockchain is not scam, it's not spam, it's some technology there. So okay, talk about technology. Other than you guys making education type of videos over there, do you guys use blockchain or crypto to work on any projects you're working on? Can you guys share?
I do. I use it to settle value. I always have. If you're dealing with a merchant and you have the option of paying in crypto, I just pay in crypto generally. Sometimes it makes a lot of sense and sometimes it doesn't, but it at least brings people into the space. And sometimes it's just needed because, like, I don't know how to send money to somebody who's, you know, in a crazy country. I'd rather not bother. I just assume send them value with crypto because it's easy. So that's how I use it by and large, the old-fashioned way.
Sure. Who else is working on a project?
Yeah, I mean, I work full-time now in the space in addition to working, and that was kind of a conscious decision. I just like I had an opportunity to join a company that was working on Ethereum technology and doing some interesting things, I thought, and kind of wanted to, for me, the YouTube stuff was great. I was doing that while I had a full-time job, working at Oracle, and I kind of felt like I was like an outside commentator looking in, and I wanted to also be on like the inside of the industry and have conversations every day with people that I thought were like-minded, rather than kind of just working in a field that was totally separate from what I was doing. So that was kind of the reason why I went full-time, and it's been awesome too. I mean, for me, working in the space and then also being able to create content on it is fun, just because if I have a question, I'm not a developer. I have somewhat of a technical background, but I can ask one of our engineers to look at a smart contract, or I can ask them their opinion about something, you know, technology and how it's built, and they can give me a pretty quick answer on something. So it's fun to just go into the office and talk to people about kind of the industry as a whole and some of the developments, and get a feel for things that way too.
So, you know, a lot of people in the space right now, they're using cryptocurrency for speculation. There's only like 1 or 2% that actually use it in their daily lives to, like, you know, for commerce, for goods, for services, things like that. And so, you know, I'd be remiss if I didn't say that I'm also the co-founder of Monarch. So what I tried to do, and this is not a solicitation to buy by any means, but what we did was we actually created a platform so people can start using cryptocurrency because it's so complicated. So with Monarch, it's basically a wallet that allows you to put all your cryptocurrencies in it, and then here shortly you'll be able to pay your reoccurring payments and your bills with it, be able to plug it into your bank account, be able to actually put fiat money into it, be able to actually, you know, buy and sell crypto and put the money back in your bank account, things like that. That's, like, you know, really needed in the space for user adoption, because it's really difficult for people to understand and wrap their minds around blockchain, how it works. People understand Bitcoin's like a peer-to-peer payment method, some people, but most people still think it's a scam. They don't understand how it works. And until we actually have some kind of platform that allows, you know, for easy usage of cryptocurrency, you know, it's just going to be the same people in the space or just speculators, people coming in. So, you know, for me, I use blockchain all the time. We're actually creating our own. We use crypto all the time, and we're hoping by making something easy for people, they will as well.
Yeah, I'm a developer, but what I see my role right now is I do some programming, but most of what I do is sort of an evangelist. So, for example, I'm mentoring the cryptocurrency club at Ohio State, Go Bucks, and like helping them set up like a hackathon so that they can get more developers interested in working on crypto projects, and just helping people to get involved and interested in using this technology, even at the very small scale, because I think that's very important. Is sort of the grassroots nature of this space. I think we should never lose that. It's just as important as what's at the top is what's at the bottom. Making sure that little ideas are just as important as big ideas. So yeah, just making sure that there's room for that and helping that grow is kind of what my passion is. So yeah.
Yeah, so I do have a technical background, but also I have a passion for finance, and I have for many years. So with those two skill sets, I built actually in Forex some algorithms a few years ago, and just recently ported those over to cryptocurrencies. So I'm actually working with a hedge fund to implement one of those, and also have a trading room where they're able to get those alerts as well. So that's something I'm working on a daily basis. Also, two startups, both are non-blockchain, but we're thinking about moving one of them over. So I'm glad I didn't jump on that ICO train last year. Yeah, that's what I'm working on.
Cool. Something I'd say too on the subject, I mean, for anybody here who wants to know where the action is in the space, what I like to follow is the jobs market. If I see people working for crypto, that tells me that something is sacred about that crypto. And I don't see a lot of people working for any tokens in the space besides a handful of products. And that's where I like to follow, and that's where I end up using the systems as well, because sometimes you just get a discount by paying in crypto because there's an ideological compatibility or a regulatory compatibility.
Sure, sure. So as Crypto Heidi myself, what I do is we provide tools so people can build blockchain projects faster and easier. And that's what my stuff is doing. So now we have 5 minutes open to the floor. Anybody has questions for those guys? Sure, go ahead. You want to yell out?
You got a mic on?
We have a mic?
You can yell, or I can repeat the question.
Okay. Yeah, you can just yell, we will repeat the question.
Okay, oh great. Okay, so I have a question about how many followers do you have on YouTube, each of you guys. I also have a question about whether we can talk with you after this event about things that we're looking to do in blockchain. I can tell you that my name is Chris Daniels. I'm with EF Hutton, and we have announced a couple of things in the last few weeks, one of which is a research on crypto. And we are also coming out shortly with a social network-based way to mine crypto.
You can come and find us, I think, after we head off stage even. We'll be around all day today. So that would be a good time to probably ping us.
Yeah, also everybody's Twitter is that Twitter? So you can search for everybody's Twitter. Definitely follow everyone.
Great.
So he asked how many subs we all have.
Yeah.
I think I probably have the least out of this group, about 9,000.
But everybody have a combination.
Okay. We're about the same.
Yeah, I think everybody have a combination of not just YouTube. Some people is bigger than Twitter. Somebody is bigger than LinkedIn. Some people is bigger on YouTube. So definitely, you guys want to share a little bit. And they will hang around here, and we do have actually more YouTubers.
I think I'm around 87,000 awesome people.
Yeah, I've got 94,000 awesome people.
I think I have like 145,000, and then I tweet a lot too, mostly food pictures and stupid things.
So I've seen a lot of numbers. Actually, those guys are top YouTubers. So crypto is really the niche market. It's not millions of followers, definitely. If the video channel start from 0, right now those are the top guys for sure. The next question.
Hey, we know you.
Yeah. So, what have some of your experiences been in collaborating with fellow YouTubers, and have you had any? What are some of the, I guess, experiences that stand out, whether they be negative or positive, in collaborating with other people? Have you ever butted heads or really came to see eye to eye with somebody through those interactions? Just a general sense of your collaboration feelings.
Collaboration question with other YouTubers.
Yeah, so I've had a guy who has a lot of subs. He reached out to me and he's like, hey, I want to have you on my channel. So I'm like, okay, cool. So we set a time, you know, I called him on Skype. He's like, all right, you ready to record? I'm like, yeah. He's like, go ahead. I'm like, what do you mean go ahead? You wanted me on your channel. And so, you know, many times you find that individuals that have more subs than you don't want to give you that platform, you know, and so I find that happen every once in a while. But on the other hand, guys like Ken Bozak, he's great, love him. Some cool cats in this industry, and it's like a family, it really is. So I would say the good outweighs the bad for sure for me.
Cool.
My 2 cents on that is that these communities are often very political, some more so than others. Like the Bitcoin community I found to be very hard to work with others collaborating. The politics makes it difficult. But outside the Bitcoin community in the space, it's been pretty easy and fun even. But it depends on the times too, you know. A lot of people are sensitive to the shilling, which I understand, and that prevents relationships from developing. But yeah, I think it's been, you know, YouTubers in general like collaborating. It's been my experience. I certainly do.
It's funny too seeing the feedback sometimes. I think everybody's audience is kind of like trained a little bit differently. Like some people are just like very receptive to what you say, and then if you bring somebody on who doesn't necessarily, if I have somebody on who doesn't share my point of view, and I want to get a different point of view, I'll have like people in the comments being like, why'd you bring this person on? It's like, well, why not? Like I don't, and like the other person might get ripped to shreds, or if I go on somebody else's podcast or YouTube channel, I'll get ripped to shreds. So it's just part of the game, which is fun, but it's funny to see like the different ways audiences react to different content that they might not be used to.
Yeah, I've actually been doing quite a bit of collaboration with other YouTubers. It's actually a lot of fun, especially when you don't have the same echo chamber where everybody has the same ideas and they're all saying the same things. It actually generates a lot of value for the audience. And so, like, even if I go on somebody else's stream or somebody else's channel, I'll actually take that video and put it on my channel as well. So that way, you know, my audience gets, you know, introduced to them as well. So we've done that with a lot of people. And, you know, a lot of these guys have become, you know, like friends, family. They're just awesome. We got some of the guys out there in the crowd, actually. So, you know, it's been a lot of fun to, you know, meet new people. And, you know, with YouTube and the internet and blockchain and everything in general, it is decentralized. So you actually make friends and families in different states, countries. And by bringing them on your channel and, you know, letting them share about themselves and what they do, it benefits the audience as well as yourself. So it's a lot of fun. And I recommend any YouTuber to collaborate with other YouTubers, unless they're just trying to show stuff.
It's a great way to fill in gaps too, I think. Like I have no idea how to do technical analysis, and that's something that like people love and eat up, and I'm not going to sit up there and pretend like I'm looking at RSI and know what that means and look at the MACD and be like, oh, I watched a 10-minute YouTube video, so I'm going to go and spew this stuff. So I've had like a couple guys on, like Crypto Cred and Ledger and a couple other people that are really good at that, so it's like a great way to fill gaps.
Yeah, I think one of my favorite things about this space is that it's just so new, and so, you know, nobody is really an expert. We know things, but nobody can know everything. And so I think that helps to bring down the egos and really, you know, helps to make it more of a collaborative space. And yeah, there's politics, and, you know, there's going to be divisions, and, you know, my blockchain's better than your blockchain kind of stuff. But yeah, what I found is that the space is so new, it's only 10 years old, that, you know, people are still figuring it out, and people are, the guards are down. So it's good. I really enjoy being a part of it. So.
Cool. So yeah, so as I'm a female, so I'm just get lucky. So I get on a lot of people's YouTube channel, and I have the chance to interview a lot of people. So if you ladies, you are sitting here and think about getting into crypto, this is the best time. We do not only those YouTubers, we do have a lot of YouTubers sitting here in our audience. So if you guys want to stand up to show your face. Okay, here they are. And also we do have a website called Crypto Influence. So we have a huge list of people. If you're going there to look for YouTubers, you guys can talk with them directly. Definitely we'll be here around. And thank you everyone. Thank you everybody here.
Thanks everybody. God bless.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Hi everyone, this is Heidi. I really hope you like my video and don't forget to subscribe to my channel and share it with your friends.